You guys ever wanted to see the most ambitious and most ridiculously awesome space project in the history of NASA engineering? Well, just watch this kick-ass movie and you'll get exactly that. During a time when Nickelodeon was creative, fun, exciting, and imaginative, unlike now, in December of 2001, Nickelodeon released a film called Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. Now usually when Nickelodeon releases a film, it's based off from a TV series that's popular within their lineup, which is why the Rugrats movie was so successful in their debut. But what makes Jimmy Neutron so unique is that it came from basically nowhere. Nowhere but except for a small idea from director John Davis. Davis originally came up with Jimmy Neutron from a short script he wrote in the 1980s called Runaway Rocket Boy, following a boy genius named Johnny Quasar. I hope I'm saying that right. And after years and years of work, Dave retooled this idea and created what is now Jimmy Neutron. And because of how creative the idea was, Nickelodeon decided to take the risk and make that project happen, and it definitely worked in their favor. Jimmy Neutron was probably one of my favorite Nickelodeon movies besides the first SpongeBob movie. It's well animated, it has a good story, great characters minus Sheen, and it has a fun use of the boy genius trope in family entertainment. But overall, my favorite part of this whole thing is the main topic of the video, which is this launch sequence. Oh my god, I got stuff to talk about that. So yeah, let's talk about it. But before we get into this insane launch sequence, I think it's important to talk about how we got here in the first place. So I think the best way to do that is to start from the beginning of the movie. So in the beginning, Jimmy Neutron sends out a toaster satellite thing in order to see if there was life outside of his planet. Although he could have done something a little less life-threatening as opposed to shooting himself in the air with the rocket with his best friend inside of it, also threatening his life, but you know, whatever. Movie has to movie. After it gets shot off into space, it gets picked up by a spaceship in the shape of a chicken, and it's piloted by an egg thing. What the hell is this movie? Once they grab the satellite, it traces them back to Earth where they find all the adults that live there and decide to kidnap them all and bring them to their planet because they're evil and stuff. Alright. Once Jimmy Neutron finds out that all the parents have been gone, after they celebrate them being gone, they realize that they missed them and now they want them back. Then later they find out that they actually did pick up the signal and that the aliens have abducted their parents from the planet. And now they have to get them back. How are they going to do that exactly? Well, it's simple. You just turn the entire theme park of Retroland into a space station and repurpose every single attraction inside of that amusement park and turn them all into spaceships. I mean, that's the only logical explanation I can think of. I mean, when I wanted to go into space, I repurposed my bathtub into a space rocket and shot myself into space. I didn't have a space helmet or anything because I assumed I could breathe in space. And then I was there. I was up there in space, just floating around outside the Earth's atmosphere, just chilling. Eventually, I couldn't breathe, and then I decided to go back down. I'm still dealing with the third-degree burns on my skin, but that's what you get when you try to go back into the atmosphere. You just burn alive, you know? And that's how I got into space. That's not important, though, but let's just talk about the launch sequence. Holy crap, this launch sequence is freaking awesome. First you got Jimmy Neutron shooting out in a rocket and a little toy thing that you put a quarter in, and then it just kind of rocks you a bit. Instead it's just launching him into space. And then a bunch of other stuff keeps launching into space. So you got like the octopus merry-go-round thing. You also got a Ferris wheel. You got a freaking roller coaster and a bunch of other things, and I'm just like, holy shit, this sequence is so much fun to watch. I remember just being as a kid like, well, that's kind of cool. But now I'm just like, holy shit, this is awesome. This is freaking amazing. This is Nickelodeon at their best. Like, just like, what's the craziest thing that you can think of at their boardroom meeting? And they're just like, how about a amusement park where all the rides become rocket ships? Sold. And I'm glad they went through it, because this scene is honestly pretty awesome. I love this scene so much. The rest of the film, honestly, pretty fantastic. You know, maybe one day I might review this movie, but maybe in time, because my schedule is pretty tight and I actually have to go to work right now. So, sorry I have to cut the video short. So, take care.